I did my oracles this morning, I pulled some like amazing cards. There were like some, I think like 5 of them. 5 out of the 7 were major. Some major arcana. Because I'm pretty major, you know. That's what they say. They say I'm pretty major. They say I've got like a wave. They say like I've got a light. It comes from like somewhere, and then I put it down here. And then, I think one of the funniest things, one of the funniest sitcom moments that I've ever seen in TV, and I watch it over and over again, is the Will and Grace episode where the young girl tries to put Grace goes into the hospital and she has to get some blood tests, and this young girl comes in. She's a practical student. She's coming in for her internship, and she's practicing to be a doctor. And she says, "I've been practicing on oranges." She goes, "I like your hair." And then she said, and Grace asked her, she says, "Do you even know how to drive?" And she says, "Yeah, I think it's hard." It's the funniest episode. Go look that up. I think it's one of their top watched segments, Will and Grace. Will and Grace funny moments, the girl that tries to give her a needle. Or I can totally get that. It kind of grosses me out when I used to have my blood being drawn, back when I was, pregnant and all that stuff. It used to just about pass me out. And I'd have to look away. I couldn't look at that kind of stuff. So we're gonna get busy today. I've got a lot to read. I've got some channels to read. It's very, very exciting. I'm gonna practice my gifts and my skills. I've got lots of gifts and skills, and because I'm a major, I'm majoring in major mastery. We're going to talk today about the gods of the new garden, and all that we are as moving into divine 5D celestial new earth star. And so yeah, I'm really, really happy today. Really, really happy. Lots of really big energy. And so I've just cleared the deck. All the energy is there. So we're ready. We're going to do our triangle at the very end. And just sit your backs up nice and straight. We're going to do some breathing and some clearing, and we're going to call in the angels to help us and assist us. Get our energies going. And today is a really good day. So anybody that's born on this day, it's a very good day. So good for you for being born on this day. It's a very special day, actually. I'm all about numbers. Today is a very good day today. If you do your gematria, anybody that does gematria, I'm wearing my brand new belt. I'm just showing my brand. Isn't that amazing? I love my brand. It makes like Wonder Woman belt. It's my special belt. It'll it detects it'll block off any bullets or any negative energy sent to my it sends it right back. Today we're going to have an amazing day. So just know the investigators are still looking at all the IP addresses. Everything is under investigation, so I'm happy about that. Let other people worry about it now. Some other Father God are always with us. Thank you, Holy Spirit. We're calling in the Divine Holy Spirit and the Divine Galactic Federations that are always with me. I'm so very lucky to have the Galactic Federations that are always a part of my life, and they're keeping me protected and loved, and so many beings from all over the universe that are assisting me in this new energy, the new energy shifts and all my new gifts. So I'm really excited. Hello, gorgeous. We're going to go way out there today, and there's lots of new energy that's coming in galactically, so I'm really, really excited. I can't wait. So we're going to do some channeling, but I have these important channels that I got the other day, so I'm going to download them, but I wanted everybody just to take a straight back because there's going to be a lot of energy flowing through me. So just take a deep breath and put your feet flat on the floor, and we're just talking about the numbers of today, and it's a very special day. And the numbers today is one of my favorite numbers that I was shown a very long time ago, probably, it was when I first awoken, so I guess it must have been about 15 years ago. And the numbers of today equal to the numbers that I was given a very long time ago by Source Creator God. And it was one that is connected with Jesus and I. So I'm very, very happy. Today is that day. So I'm just wishing anybody that has a very special event today, so that you're extra blessed today. And we wanted to wish you that from the cosmos and the multiverse. They're numbers that have resonated with me, and I've even thought about getting them as a tattoo because I see it everywhere. I see it on license plates. Everywhere that I go, that Father reminds me of how special I am and how important I am. The numbers of the today resonate with me so very deeply. So I'm so very grateful. So thank you to everybody. And just to remember that our channel is being recorded for all the investigations that are going on for human rights abuse and hate crimes and those that spew hate. And so everybody will be brought their karma equally, which is, we were going to just touch on that a little bit, but we're going to move forward. So there is always the making of many great shifts. So these are just downloads that I've been taking in the last couple of days. Pleiadian High Council is one of them, and then, of course, all of the new celestial groups that are going to be channeling through me, through the systems of light, through the federations. And I do have to stretch my energy a little bit because there is, again, some new celestial energy that want to come through. So their energies are just going to be moving through me as codes of the Holy Christ consciousness. And so just allow yourself to be bathed in the white light as you're clearing and cleansing your field. You want to straighten up your back, and you want to bring in the Christ consciousness, the divine Christ consciousness light, the divine holy light, and you can already feel your body get goosebumpy. That means you're calling spirit in. Remember, the difference between what I teach and what everybody else teaches is that you're harmonizing spirit in everything that you do. So call spirit into your breath. I call spirit into my breath, Mother and Father into my breath, my higher self into my breath, all that is spirit. Spirit in the Metatronic light, the Metatronic codes. And you're calling all that is the magical part of the universe, the elixir of the universe. All that makes matter move is spirit. All that makes matter move is spirit. All that makes matter move is spirit, the omnipresent Mother, Father, God, Source, Creator, the Creator. And just breathe in the Creator. Call the Creator into all that you are and all that you do. It takes at least three full body breaths where you're lifting your cavity, you're going all the way up to the heavens, and you're calling that crystalline light down, bathing your fields, clearing and cleansing any densities, any negativities, any imprints or thought projections that have been sent to you. You're clearing and cleansing your fields, you're bathing and cleansing your fields, and you're going to bathe and cleanse with the violet flame. Your chakras that spiral as discs of information and discs and codes. And you're going to bathe your chakras with the beautiful violet flame. And just intend it. The violet flame is clearing and cleansing my chakras. Keeping your back straight, and see the pillar of light that runs along your spine, and it's lit up by crystalline golden light, and it runs out to your aura. That golden light, like the ray of light and like the ray of the sun, and just rays out, rays out, rays out. So always see your light from the center and rain out and rain out. That way, if there is anybody that's negative in front of you, or there's anybody that's impaling magic or whatever they want to think they're impaling at you, just know that as your light shines out from the center in your I am presence, that it disintegrates before it even gets to you. So their negative projections and their negative thoughts and their spell work doesn't even touch you. Because you're practicing and working from emanating the light of all that you are out. That is the intelligence of your light, which is what I teach. It's your harmonization of the light, which is what I teach, which nobody else teaches. So you're harmonizing with all that you are as Mother, Father, Source light, that DNA of Mother, Father, Source, and it runs along your spine, and then you're emanating it out to all creation. And that allows anything that might be negative in front of you, it just disintegrates and it doesn't even come near you. Because energies that are outside of you can sense and feel, when you are emanating something really profound in your field, when you are emanating something profound, it can't even get in there. It can't even touch your chakras. And why my teachings are so important, because, when there is a lot of negativity that's going on out there, for it to get all the way into your chakras and start rooting in and doing all of the damage that root work does and blood work does, and all of the very intense magic that's done on those that aren't aware and those that have not been taught or told, it does a lot of damage. And then to the point where these beings, these warlocks and witches, actually take the spirit and the soul, because they have broken down mentally, emotionally, vibrationally, through mental thought projection. And they actually send thought forms to the innocent little children to give their soul over to the people that are doing it around them daily. And their children end up losing their soul, they end up losing their spirits, and then they do sacrificing on them in rituals. And these are very illegal. In the spiritual realms, they're illegal crimes. In the physical realm, we will be having new laws for all dark magic and all dark occult practices. And we will be having court cases. I cannot wait to be in the courtroom for those, because I will be a part of the prosecuting team for all those that think that they get away with, sacrificing and thinking that sacrificing is a way that you move about your ranking, and it isn't. There's no ranking in killing people. There is no ranking in destroying innocent children as you take their souls and harm their souls. What actually happens when I first awoke, I guess, yeah, about 15 or 16 years, 17 years ago, the Pleiadians actually told me about a timeline. There was a lot of dark energy used, a lot of dark energy and karma used. And so they were showing me what happens to the soul and the body itself when those that think that they're doing whatever it is they're doing in dark magic and black magic, they showed me what the soul in and of itself and the spirit of what it looks like when that being takes on the spirit. And this is what it looks like, the spirit and the soul of another being, and they suck it in and they suck it in and they take it over. And then the demon and the entity that is attached to their inner chakra systems and their inner spirit or soul, because they've given their soul away. They've sold their soul to the devil and to the demon that they pray to. So whether it's jealousy, gluttony, power over others, domination, or fear, whatever that demon or entity is that has eaten their soul out, which has eaten their source light, they then suck the source light from others. This soul that they're captivating from, say, a child, because the child has not been taught or told how to protect its chakras, how to protect its light, how to protect its spirit, these warped witches and masons and warlocks that, claim to be in churches and claim to be spiritual guides, but they're not. They're just words that they use to make themselves feel as if they're, a part of a righteous community, but they're not. They're actually spiritual killers. And they'll do spell work, and they'll do breaking down of the child's innocence systems, knowing itself, honoring itself, self-esteem. They break them down physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, so that when it comes time for the sacrificial ritual, the ritual of the sacrifice, and they take that child's soul. And then there are clone souls that go in and sometimes just take over the body, like some of the clones that are walking around in the Calgary cult. A lot of those beings have sold their soul, and a lot of the beings that are inside the bodies are the demons and the entities that they've given the power to. There's little bits of them there, that personality is still there, but they've basically sold everything that they are over to the demon and the entity because they've chosen not to heal. They've chosen to surrender all that they are to the darkness. And so this is where they'll be manifesting everything in their reality to come back and move in their negative ways. And of course, everything that I've taught is honoring and understanding light, honoring and understanding those that abuse light, honoring and understanding the fields that you exist within and those that abuse the fields that you exist within, those that have no consideration for human rights or human rights laws or the Universal Declaration human rights laws. They don't have any care about the spiritual laws. There's many things that are going on in the spiritual realms and in the etheric realms right now in the dream time, and they're breaking spiritual laws even still because their lineages are not supporting them. Their lineages are not helping them. Their lineages have cut them off, and these people that are, basically moving around by themselves, and the demons inside of them are continually wanting them to create crimes to get the energy that it needs. So by taking from innocent souls, by taking from innocent people, and they do that through the sadistic and masochistic crimes, drama, trauma that they create, because that's how they feed. These negative demons feed on negative energy. So they like to inspire fear in others, anxiety in others. They do mental projections. A lot of my ex he was a master at mental manipulating. He can lie to anybody's face, and then he can, 2 seconds later go behind the door and start doing mental manipulation on projecting negative thought forms, on projecting negative, you're this, you're this, and that. He would do that. He would do that all day long and break you down and break you down and break you down. Your IP address, just to let you know, Teresa from Canada, I know your fake IP addresses, you're all being investigated. And every single one of you that come on to try and throw me off, I know your energy, and your energy fields are those apart. These people are the ones that are being paid by the satanic hate groups. And you're all being paid from a global organized hate crime. Because your comments are being tracked and your IP addresses are being tracked, and every single one of you will be processed in the human rights cases. So thanks for coming on, because you all know that, YouTube channels and live streams, it's all a part of free will. And so the people that say and go through things like this, they're just on there to throw you off. So thank you so much for your comment. You're so well loved, and you're a child of the Holy Creator as well. And I hope I see you in another timeline, and I hope I get to teach you how to be a real beautiful human can be sometimes. So, I hope you have a great day. And so There's going to be less and less tolerance. Source Creator is bringing down some karma for everybody, for all those that are, again, abusing things in the spiritual dream time. That's why it is good to, again, practice your daily path work, because there is these last unfoldings and there's still a lot of spiritual warfare, even though you don't have any intentions of, revenge or vengeance or anything, but these people keep coming at you. You still do have to practice your daily protection. You do still have to practice, the violet flame, clearing and cleansing every morning, and then standing in your power throughout your day, and then calling in your power, calling in your light, and calling in your voice. And please, if you can, share our channel. My channel will be shared globally soon. Source Creator is just moving about some very profound global karmic agendas right now. He's saying it's agendas. So Father is moving about some global karma agendas that everybody will sense, feel, and know of their impending return of their black magic and their voodoo and their hate work and their etheric work and their dream work and their court lies and the fabrication of their court documents and the fabrication of so-called falsified documents, the fabrication of stories within communities about who I am and what I am and all of the things that they think that I am and what I've done, all of those false, illegal, criminal statements and criminal accusations that go all the way up to political leaders, very important businessmen and business leaders of the world. These people are all a part of the shadow government. These people are all a part of directing the cults and covens that have been systemically attacking me since the day that I was born. These people have been harvesting my energy for most of my life. The people that are still around, and because they were a part of the Illuminati program to have me sold off and used, because that's what women are, we're used, to have women used as a part of their harems, to be used for our energy, to be harvested for our energy. And this is what harvesting looks like. They just pull in the energy through their dark occult voodooism, through their dark occult, secret society chanting in their rituals. And this is how they do it. And they call the energy in because they don't know how else to live within themselves without feeding off fear, sadistic masochism. And this is why the videos over the past couple of years in the Black Underground have gotten more and more disheartening and more degrading, because these beings and these entities, because they're going into entropy, and the only way for them to continue to feed who they are for their sustenance is to get more and more masochistic, to get more and more criminal. Those are the demons eating those bodies out, and that's what they are. They're literal demons. But part of the shadow government that will be shown is the beings that were at the very top, the top dogs, as I've been calling them, that have been operating and directing those of the dark minions in the communities. Not all cults and covens are this way, and I've been told, and I agree that. Totally agree with that. But the one in Calgary that was attacking me for all of the years that it was attacking me was a part of the shadow government, and they were being paid. That cult and coven was being paid through the government. Now, whether it was my inheritance money that it was being paid from, or whether it was government money from the people's monies, the people's monies that that you pay your taxes and things like that. So Interpol investigation and the actual investigators that will be taking on these courses, these court cases, we'll actually have to look into every monies and all the receipts from all of the people that were involved in these cults and covens. There will be subpoenas for the receipts. And you guys can see, just as soon as I said subpoena, they sign off. All of these people that are in the cults and covens, they will be subpoenaed for their receipts of where they're getting their money and how they're getting their money. They will have to prove the receipts, who's paying them and how they're being paid. And all of the shadow governments will be proved to see who are the ones that were directing the hits, who are the ones that were directing MK Ultra, attacking one divine feminine healer. And also YouTube will be asked for their receipts, and they'll be pulling out all the backlog of the technology that is input, those that silence and suppress and mess with your accounts. They mess with your upload date, they mess with your video dates, they mess with your video streaming, your live streaming, your views. The algorithms are constantly changing. All of those things have been and will be proven for silencing certain accounts and for silencing those that are meant to be in the collective. And so all of these will be investigated and continued. So just know that, and there will be charges that will be pressed. There's more than enough evidence, rock solid evidence apparently, of all of the years, the many years and the many years and many years of being systematically abused, purposefully, intentionally. These people in the governments, most of them were men, and they did pay women that were, that were very vulnerable, because they had a lot of personal problems. The government stalks these beings. The government watches these beings before they reach out to them to have them be a part of their dark minion, because they make sure that they're going to call in the right people so that they can also work with them on MK Ultra and using them as weapons and demons. And so they're just used as mind control agents. They're used as mind control tokens so that the people in the cults and covens can do as they wish in the community. And then they can, when it does come, if it ever does, because they were never intending to have this go to court, but it will, when it does, these government agents can just put the blame on the cults and covens. And so, anyways, they're also trying their best right now because they're all being called out. All of them are being called out, and the Father himself is bringing the Father himself on everybody that has been involved. I think Father said, how many now, Father, that's been involved in my discrimination case, on everybody from the top dogs, political leaders, country leaders, the people that have been silencing me, business leaders, billionaires, millionaires, entertainment leaders, entertainment stars, and all these people. How many involved, Spirit? Up to about 167 people since the day that I was born that have been impaling me, trying to thwart me, and trying to kill me, basically. They're trying to kill me. It's a human hunting game. And I haven't been killed yet. They've done many horrible things. Biological warfare, MK Ultra warfare, systematic abuse, withholding, hiding and withholding mail, hiding and withholding and rerouting emails, hiding and withholding personal information, hiding and withholding fabricated information, like falsifying stories about me and then fabricating documents. Everything's been fabricated, utterly fabricated, false, 100%. I've been talked to by nobody. I haven't signed anything for anybody except my divorce. And if anybody really did if anybody was a really good investigator, they would go to the King's Court and they would pull up and get a subpoena for all of the emails from my lawyer from our divorce. And there's thousands of them, literally. I sent her thousands of emails throughout my 8-year divorce, because it was supposed to my divorce should have only taken 4 years, a very simple divorce. But because he delayed and derailed every part of it, because he wanted to manage him and control and didn't want the divorce, because he wanted to keep his little harem of women that he had going, and men, and all the beings that he had feeding his energy and harvesting, and his little crimes, all of those things were just messing me up, and it was just a part of his way of saying, who's got control over this. So anyways, there's lots of emails there. You can even ask for the subpoenas from the lawyer, get the emails of all the covert experiences that I was experiencing, the differences on the financials that he was telling me personally that were also perjury. If you look up Revenue Canada, the children that were claimed that were not claimed, the financials on every single one of these people in the cult and coven and their fake church, get the financials, get to see how many and what children are being claimed and who's claiming the children, and then verify them against their Revenue Canada financials, and then verify it against the financials that are in the divorce. So if anybody really wanted to do an investigative job, they just do these things, and they would see that there's perjury. There is bearing false witness of the people that they've had in any court cases or any court claims, of any properties, of any monies that are going back and forth. These people that are in the cults and covens, the head witch was one of the, the most corrupt women that was helping the operation. She is one of the most, nothing but a narcissistic, sociopathic liar that, assumes to believe that incest and things like that are okay. And she's perpetuating horrible things within the community. And she's not going to go unnoticed. Everybody's name will be known. There will be charges laid against everybody involved. I will lay charges on everybody involved, the defamation on everybody involved. Every one of their stories is absolutely false that they have told about me. Every single one of them, from me being a porn person and porn videos, from me being a drug addict on the streets. Yes, I'm on the streets because you've all enforced, because you've suffocated my finances. Of course, yes, I'm living on the street because that's what you have enforced. And I'll run circles around you, and I'll take any test against any of you, and I'll show each and every one of you how much of a genius I am if you don't think that I'm capable. You're the ones that are not capable. If you actually take a mental capability test, I bet all of you would fail. And all of you are sustaining some sort of dark energies in the brain just because of the amount of voodoo and dark magic and mind scraping and mind control that you've been doing in your cult and coven. The things that you think are okay and the beliefs that you have that you think are okay and how you go about hurting people and sacrificing people. I'm speaking specifically of the cult in Calgary and whoever they are affiliated with. These people have paid people to do horrible things. These people has paid people to do and create false documents. These people have paid fake clients to come to my classes. And I have named them one on my YouTube channel. Her initials are AS, and she claims to be a Reiki master, and she claims to be a social worker. And I feel very bad about those that actually ever take out, if they ever pay her to have a Reiki session. I would hope they would never pay to have a Reiki session by her, because she's simply working with demonic energies. And that's what she did in my classes. She pretended to be a person of light. She pretended and she spoke about it, and she faked, and she sounded just like my ex. They say all these fake stories and these fake things, and they're pretending to be all fake, and they're pretending to be all spiritual guides, and they're pretending this and pretending that, but all they do is they work with satanic, negative, demonic, lower vibration entities, and they break down your energy. And they were incited to me. They were forced into me. They were sabotaging my classes. They were sabotaging my work. They were sabotaging my life. My ex was doing mental mind scraping and mental projections around the children, and all of these things. All of these things. Yeah, well, we're going to ask her questions in the last 20 minutes. And so because of the however many years, I think Source said there was 3 years where I was not touched by voodoo or magic. There was 3 years where my body, since I was born, has not been touched. There's only 3 years of the 54 that I've been here. And so that means that there's 51 years where I was impaled and I was targeted systematically, intentionally, maliciously by government. The shadow government was initially responsible because they knew who I was. They knew where my DNA came from. They knew exactly everything about me in my personal file, and I'm going to blame them absolutely 100%. They will be held accountable. They still are accountable. So God is now unfolding karma for everyone in the shadow government. Everyone. Everyone that has touched my life, from the time that you touch my file and the time that you incite danger and the time that you incite sabotaging my family, isolating me, separating me, and having the cults and covens do whatever it is they do because you didn't stop it, because you knew you could and you didn't. You knew there could have been healing. You knew there could have been bridges built. And just like you did in the 1950s when you took the Arcturian DNA out of my body then, and you're now doing it right now, and you're breaching the contracts, and you will not have our support through the Galactic Federations. Everybody that is involved, every one of the 167 that has touched my life through negative practicing, through voodooism, through the fake paperwork, the false paperwork, the signing, anything that you have done and you have been involved, unless you have gone to the authorities, your only caveat, if you have gone to the authorities and given your side of your story, not by scapegoating anyone, by actually giving your truth. You have to clear your karma. If you have not done this, then you will absolutely be included in the karma that is unfolding right now, by the hand of the Father and by your ancestors that are sad that you did not choose to take on light, this timeline, the final 3D timeline for Earth, that your ancestor has worked so hard for you to awaken within. These are real soul progression experiences, and you will see things unfold in everybody's reality. And it is not anybody doing anything to anybody but the hand of God, the returning of the black karma, and the returning of what we have said for 6 years to stop doing what you're doing. There's no law on the planet that says you can keep and you have entitlement to keep abusing people. There's no law on the planet that says that. And if that's a religion that you belong to, then you're going to obviously be moved, and you are going to obviously have that negative karma consequences, because nobody has the right to keep continually abusing someone, to keep attacking them. Nobody has that birthright. So if you're sold to a cult or coven, if you're sold to an experience where the cult and coven thinks it's okay to abuse people, so every IP address is being investigated. So just leave them on long enough for the IP addresses to get copied. And all of these IP addresses in the live stream are held. So I think it's Flames12. That's the IP address. And so all of these experiences, as you see, this is a daily thing. This is what they do. They just little minions and they're little bots that run around and they throw hate everywhere because there is no light in them. There is no truth in them. There is no love in them. And so in that respect, the karma is being handed out daily. And so thank you, Holy Source Creator. Thank you for protecting me always, my celestial counsels and my celestial guides. Thank you so much for all of the assistance and the love that I receive. And I am calling judgment on everybody within the Calgary cult that has not come forward and returned any of my money. You will be getting karma, and everything is unfolding if you're not going to the authorities and telling them your specific story. I don't want to hear your story. I don't care about it. We're not friends. We're not buddies. We will never be friends or buddies. And always go to the authorities with your truth, because if your truth and you've been involved in that cult or coven, other people have as well. And they use these cults and covens for RICO crimes. They use these cults and covens for frauds and thefts and doing other underground black crimes, and then they exploit them for money. So these people know exactly who they are. These people know exactly what they do. And these people are, they do what they do. They think they're all smart and wonderful. Your names don't hurt me. I send you love. You're so precious. So precious. Such wounded little children. And their little games, about who I am, and I'm a whore, and I'm this and I'm that. These are the people that actually put these false claims in. These people actually put these claims in the court, and they had people paid. They paid people to lie and bear false witness. So everything that they do is being proven because there are investigators that are watching, and every single one of these people will be charged with hate crimes. I don't deserve to be attacked every day just because I'm who I am, just because I bring truth, and just because I speak out on these people and the crimes they do and the people they hurt and the many people that they've taken out before me. There's more people that were taken out prior to me. Sacrifice is happening every day. And look at the insurance claims, look at the funeral homes they belong with, look at the community and everybody and all the payments that are going back and forth and in and out of these churches. These are their affiliates. It is an organized global crime unit. And it has to be investigated. The Interpol investigations of North America, they have to investigate it from the very top shadow government that are directing these cults and covens on military style attacks, on MK Ultra, the brainwashing, the mind scraping. All of this has to be investigated, and they will be the highest criminal courts. I'm taking everybody to court. Everybody will be sued, and God is dishing out the karma. Nobody cared, and as everybody watched all of the abuse, there was only 4 out of the 200, only 4 out of the 200, the close to 167, and then there were other people in the back end that, watched the paperwork go back and forth, but they didn't do anything. They might not have been directly related to the people actually doing the hits and knowing about the hits, but they were the ones that were pushing paperwork back and forth, and they were the ones that could have stopped the paperwork, could have stopped the money, could have stopped the transfers going back and forth, but they didn't. And so whatever their karma is secondary, but Source is dishing out the karma right now, primarily, quickly, and immediately to those at the very top. And their karma will be, as Source said in Source's channel, they will be the most egregious karma, and they have to be the example and the lesson for the rest of the community, for the rest of humanity. Just because you belong to a global organized hate group, satanic group, Luciferian group, Illuminati group, it doesn't matter what you call yourselves, the titles don't matter. Nothing gives you permission to sacrifice and kill people. Nothing gives you permission for your little mafia, military and militias across from wherever you live. It doesn't matter. We are moving through a global ascension. Nothing ever will over-trump and override universal laws, the divine's plan for ascension, and everybody's right to walk safely. These are human rights experiences. You don't have the right to knock out people just because they're starseeds, or human hunt them because the government says so, or because you're not handleable, you're not controllable, and you're not going to be held under their laws, and your inheritance money is not going to go to the however and whatever the greed and the malicious, intentional, dark, occult reasons why the government chose to do what they did. And watch me and study me and stalk me and spy and hack and sabotage and rip apart and defame and exploit and harass and stalk and spy and harass and stalk and spy and take out and make up and falsify and accuse it. And it goes on and on and on. And I ask again, how and why and what way did these cults and covens that I don't know any of them with the exception of my ex, and even my ex didn't have any permission on any of my personal information. He had no access. Him being a human resource person, he's a human resource manager, a COO for many companies and many big companies. That was his role, was being a human resource manager. That was his role. And he took courses and he took school and certificates and education to make sure that the human rights of people in the job and outside the job were always adhered to. So these are things that he actually studied, and he was actually titled very high in the companies that he worked for, because he was making sure that he was following the laws on behalf of the company and on behalf of the people. That's a human resource person. You're on behalf of the people. No different than what happened in the big Coldplay Cameratron, except what my ex did behind the scenes was far worse. because there was taking out of my life maliciously, trying to take out my life with dark occult and dark voodooism and paying people and gathering people and everybody that he was involved with. Everyone that he was involved with, they all grouped together and nobody said stop. Nobody said don't do that. Nobody went to the police and nobody did anything. Therefore, your karma is equal. You all watched. You all watched everybody gather and chant and gather and take money and pay and make bribes and bear false witness. You have to sit on your soul. You're not moving forward in ascension, you will be moved. Your karma will be equal. And you will not be protected by the galactic federations. You will not be protected by your ancestors. You will not be protected by any angels that you think you're going to pray to save you at the last second. You have chosen not to accept light into your life. You have chosen not to abide by the 3 simple words, do unto others. You have chosen not to stop doing what we've asked you to. I don't even know all of these people. I don't know any of these people. I don't know any of them. I've never met any of these people, except for the fake ones that came into my class. And they were paid to come into my class and harass me. And they were paid to come into my class and throw dark magic and voodoo in my class. This is what these people do. This is their compass. This is what they do. And they say that they're spiritual people and they're spiritual guides in the community. They're not. They're fake and false as fuck. And they're getting pulled out and they're getting called out and their names will be known. Your reputations are going to be as your deeds are. Again, you cannot play both sides. And for those that put that comment on, if you've had 3 years of your life where you have not been touched and you've actually been left alone, like the elitisms that have been involved in all of these hate groups, and they like to play the Squid Game, and they like to play the Hunger Game, and they like to play the human hunting game with people that they think are less than them because they think they're untouchable. And every one of these elite people will be pulled out and they will be given their karma exactly. And where it hits the most is the money, and where it hits the most in their fancy life, and where it hits the most is their reputations. Because they're not untouchable. Their monies will be pulled and they're going to get their karma equal. And if your life has been your life and it's only been 3 years that you have not been touched by curses, by hexes, by those that are intentionally paid to stalk you and to hack you and to sabotage you and to make sure that there's nothing good going to you, and if this has been your life for 50 years, you can have the same voice and you can have the same intention and the same passion about bringing what it is that you want to bring forward so that no other people get hurt or harmed, because those are my intentions. And if my voice fluctuates, and if my passion is there, and if my voice is the way it is because it is the way it is, because I'm absolutely in alignment of saying what I need to say, when I need to say it, how I need to say it, because I'm tired of being fucking abused. So anybody that comments, again, these are the peanut gallery, about how and what they think my channel is, you're just hate comments. You don't belong here, so you can move off my channel. You're here as a paid person to hate. You're here as a paid minion to do whatever it is you do. And so thank you for being a part of the collective, and thank you for allowing me to be stronger, because your magic won't touch me, your hate won't touch me, but it's still inside of you. So then what? Again, your negative karma will still be your negative karma that you're going to now have to clear. And every day that you do such attacks on me is every day your karma gets worse. And your karma gets worse, and your karma gets worse, and your karma gets worse. I have the right to be who I am. And if you go to any other channeler's channel, you will also see that their voices do fluctuate as well. I'm not a trans channeler, and my voice does fluctuate. And it absolutely will fluctuate, and I'm not going to apologize for it. Because I am the voice of every child that is trafficked. I am the voice of every woman that has been abused. I am the voice of every person that has ever been systematically abused by a government that uses the people's money, that lies in front of the people, that places their hand on a Bible when they do their oath for their job, for their role, for their service of their country and their people. And yet they're doing military-like attacks on innocent healers that seem to know more and are psychically gifted and are psychically attuned and are psychically aligned with the Divine Father's plan for ascension. And they think that they have the right and the entitlement to take me out and to tell me who I'm going to be and what I'm going to be, who I'm going to be seen, and how many I'm going to be seen by. So don't anybody come on my channel and say I should be this, this, and this. You have not been attacked for 50 plus years. You don't know who I am. You don't know anything about anything. I shouldn't be here right now. The only reason why I am is because of God, the hand of the Father. And again, you all come on here that don't believe in God because you just want to throw your don't believe in God energies around. You do this on purpose. You're just inciting aggravation and anxiety. It doesn't work with me. Your IP addresses are going to be taken down and you will be absolutely charged. All of you will be charged for hate crimes. I have the right to be who I am. My channel is a free will channel. Therefore, if you're coming on and you're doing so and you keep doing so, that means that you're either paid to do so or you're doing it just because you want to spew your hate. And I don't deserve it. I'm asking you to leave. Archangel Michael, allow these energies and these minions and these spy bots and these monitoring spirits and these little minions of the dark side, you can ask them to leave, please, because I have my right to be who I am. And I'm going to keep talking and I'm going to keep exploring. I'm going to keep offering the codes of the Christ. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you. Move them out, please. They're gone. Thank you. And this goes to show you again, as the children are attacked every day, as the children are lured every day, these little energies are relentless. If this is how they behave on somebody like me that is a master, on somebody like me that is proven and stated, on somebody like me that has her voice, on somebody that claims my voice and my power, you can tell what these idiots are to children. And the children don't have a choice. The children don't have any chance unless we teach them. This is how important it is. The light intelligence teaching on our planet is the highest importance. Because the children don't deserve to have their little tiny beautiful souls that are meant to raise the planet and raise the vibration and bring inventiveness and bring love and bring healing, and they don't have any chance against these idiots that know exactly what they're doing, and they work on these children daily. They work on the children daily to mind scrape them. They work on these children daily to demonize them. They work on these children daily to weaponize them. I was one of them, but they did not get me to transfer over to the dark. They did not. I refused to give my source spirit energy to them. Spirit had to rebuild me 4 times and rebuilds me every night because these people are relentless. They are relentless. And it began at the Illuminati, selling me to other people back and forth 200 times, and the cults and the covens attacking me, all being incited by the shadow government. And I'm going to keep talking. You can throw whatever you want at my throat, and it's going right back to you. Return the spell work now, Spirit. Return the spell work now. Return the spell work now. All of your spells are returned. All your spells are returned. All your spells are returned. I have my right to be who I am. I will always be who I am. And I'm going to stand up and I'm going to keep speaking, because every child on this planet deserves their soul and their spirit and their light. And we will shut every trafficking ring down. We will shut every RICO ring down. We will shut every black ring down where you think it's okay to sell children and then to give them operations so you can keep selling them, because the hymen is so important to you. And I'm going to use the biggest voice that I can, because boom, that's the Father. The Father's voice is. That is my word. My word is judgment right now, Spirit. The angels and the ancestors, bring karma to these people now in their arrogance. Their ancestors were correct. They will not move forward. Alter their files now, please. Have it seen in the Akash. Duly noted. This is the higher order court, and we are tired of being abused. We have our rights to walk on this planet safely, and we will. And those of the legions and those of Archangel Michael that choose to come forward and speak on behalf of the light and choose eternal life, step forward and go to the authorities and bring your stories. Because abuse every day like this is not okay. It isn't. And anybody that walks around thinking this is okay, you need some very deep healing. You might want to go get assessed, because it's not okay. It's not okay you hide behind fake businesses. It's not okay you hide behind fake churches. I will subpoena you for your financials. I will subpoena your church. I will subpoena every transaction going in and out of your bank. And we will find out who pays you. And then we will subpoena their receipts. And we will subpoena their receipts. And we will see how much of the people's money went to actually kill people. The human hunting game is real. And I'm a survivor. And I won't sit down. These people sabotaged every aspect and every second of my life. And I didn't deserve it. I deserve to walk in my light. I deserve to walk in who I am, and I will teach anybody that so desires to save their light, to save their energy, to work within their metatronic fields, and if you choose to do so, you will have eternal life. And if you don't, good luck, because you will not be helped by the galactic federations, and you will be open to the demons and the entities that you conjure. And as you can see right now, many of them are walking zombies, and many of them are vampires, causing absolute danger in your communities because you've refused to do anything about it. We need new dark occult laws. The people in Calgary will absolutely see their karma come down, down, down. Every single one of you. None of you will be missed. None of you. I've received nothing from any of you. Therefore, thus then, bring it down. And the hand of the Father will deal with you, absolutely, each of you. It is the hand of the Father. It is the backfire of your karma and your energy and your voodoo and your black magic we've said to stop for how many years now? 6. 6 years we've said stop. I have emails, I have dates, and I have proof. And you refuse to stop. Therefore, that's then your hate, your magic, your anger, everything you have done, and all the people you have paid. Everything is being pulled and plucked, and it will be the story for all of humanity, for all of humanity to decide. If you think this is a joke, if you think you're sacrificing, if you think you're bullying, if you think your little cult things that you do in your communities, if you think this is all fun and games, keep it up. Keep playing the hand of God. Keep playing the hand of God. Corruption and stalking in every city is not okay. And the city leaders and the city councils and the governors and the state governors and the presidents, you will all be held accountable. You are held accountable. The shadow government and the very top dog that said, I want her gone, she's bad for business. The Father has another point of view on that. And you will never override, and you will never write someone's destiny. You will never override the Father's plan. You will never override my life, because my life is my life and my word is my word, and I outrank you. The Father is saying by quite a lot, because I've recently been leveled up. And the Father will show to anybody that so desires, if they keep getting triggered by who I am as a divine feminine coming forward in my light, when all the other feminines that you have done this to have died and mysteriously passed away, or mysteriously started drugs in the street. They're so mysterious in their actions, aren't they? Isn't it? Don't you find it a pattern? Have we not studied the pattern statistics? Have we not studied the pattern of those women that they've put on the streets and how they have the exact same patterns? Do you not think that that's a coincidence? It's not. It's not. These are actual programs and agendas. And I happen to survive. And they will be held accountable. They will be getting their karma to every exact deed and intention that they wanted me dead, and all of the ways they wanted me dead, and all the conversations that they had in their little mean girl chat groups, and all the things that they wanted for me is returning to you. You are not protected, and the angels will not save you. The angels won't save you, and you cannot pray to God at the last second to make all of the karma go away, because you've wished it on myself and others, because you did military-style attacks on me, and nobody cared to say anything or do anything and stop. How is any of this okay? And I will use whatever voice I have to, because there's millions of children speaking through me. It's not okay. Anyone that thinks trafficking is okay is not. Anyone that thinks sacrificing is okay, it's not. Anyone that thinks sitting around in a house and trying to get a little child's, sweet little child's spirit and soul so that they can feel like they're whole, it's not okay. You have problems. You're very, very sick people. Very sick. And your souls and your spirits have been disconnected. And what's running around inside of you are demons and entities. Because even your common sense is not clicking in. You're all breaking basic human laws. You're all breaking basic community laws. You're breaking basic business laws. Every law you are all breaking, and it doesn't even click into you. They're not even clicking in. Therefore, you might want to think, get assessed. It's not where you see what I'm saying? You got to really seriously think about what's going on here, people. When you're not even caring about the basic laws, you don't even care about your business laws. Anybody could subpoena you for your receipts. Anybody could subpoena you. And we will. We will subpoena your church. We will subpoena the cult leaders. We will subpoena the witches. We will subpoena the warlocks. And we're going to look underneath your sinks and your closets. And we're going to see how many receipts that you had to the garden store. Interpol investigations. You'll see a pattern with the garden store receipts. You'll see a pattern. You'll see a pattern with the garden receipts and what they purchased. You will see a pattern to the cults and covens in every city. Are we going to level up now, dear lighted ones? Do you care about who you are? Do you care about your soul? Do you care about your lineage? Do you care about anything moving forward in eternal life? I do. And I will say it and I will speak it. It is truth and it is light and it is the way it is. When people are not being accountable for their wounds and people are not being accountable for what happens every day behind closed doors. And the paperwork that is falsified, the paperwork that is absolutely 100% falsified, anything that is in my name besides my report over the past 50 years, I want to see it. Anything in the past 8 years, the only thing I've signed is my divorce. So if there's my signature on anything over the past 8 years, it's not my signature. And it will be pulled and there will be charges laid through the tops of the governments that have approved it. And you know who you are. The ones that you say your oaths on that Bible, it's blasphemy. It's absolutely blasphemy. The one sent here from the heavens by the Father, that you say that you proclaim so much of your oath taking on that Bible, that you say is your truth. It absolutely isn't. Who are you? What do you say you are? And what actually are you? What is your vibration actually of your deeds? They're absolutely incongruent. Absolute dissonance. Dissonance, 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 dissonance. You can't play both sides. You can't. I'm calling you on it. I have my right. Why? Because you all enforced your way into my lane. This could have been dealt with very discreetly 6 years ago, but you chose not to. You all forced your way into my lane. You refused to be accountable. You refused to give me my money and my records. You refused to give me what was mine legally. Legally, it was all mine. Legally, it was mine. Just as if it was yours, I would have given it to you because it's legally yours. But it's not legally yours. It was always legally mine, and my ancestors will make so it will be. You all forced your way into my lane because you knew I was of the heavens, and my vibration and my blood and my DNA was pure. And that bothered you. It made you very angry and jealous because there's nothing in you but hate and darkness and dissonance and breaking between the spirit and the soul. I can teach you how to bring it back together, and I told you that. I said, we can build bridges. I can show you how to reharmonize. I can show you how to build your light. I can show you how to work with your chakras. I can show you how to work with your gifts and your skills in your body, in your lineage, in all that you are as a soul's blueprint. I tell you that every time I come on. My message is the same. And then you create false paperwork and false claims and false accusations, and then you